here in the machinery barn, which is a place visitors don't often get to see in Cambridge University Botanic Garden, but it's one of my favourite places. I'm Bethan, I'm one of the trainees at the garden. I'm going to talk about one of my favourite jobs here at the garden, and that is mowing. I love it because I enjoy getting a really good finish on the lawns. I really like using lots of different machinery, and there's plenty to use here at the garden. With so many areas to cut, I've learned to cut in a lot of different ways. So for some lawns we'll do stripes, some like quarry lawn we would put bays into it. There's also tasks like cutting around trees and cutting around beds that can be challenging but very rewarding. This is a rotary mower. I would use it to cut bays into quarry lawn. Cutting bays is basically cutting much larger stripes, so it's probably the width of about 4 stripes. It's really good if you've got a large lawn and you want much wider stripes. I would always use this machine for that. This is one of our Rhino lawnmowers. It's used for cutting large areas like the main lawn. I haven't had a go yet, but I'm really excited to get on it. This is our cylinder mower. It's used for cutting really fine areas of turf, and it gives a really good finish. It's got this really heavy roller on it, which makes really nice stripes, but it's quite unwieldy and sometimes difficult to manoeuvre. This is our main lawn. It's one of our showcase lawns, and as you can see, it's huge. We cut it with a ride-on lawnmower because it's just too big to do with a pedestrian mower. This is quarry lawn. This is where we mow into bays, which are the wider stripes. This is an example of an area where we would leave longer grass. This is mostly for biodiversity, and it ties in well with our ecological mound. It also gives a sense of informality to the area. These are the systematic beds. They're quite difficult to mow because there's lots of corners and loops. Sometimes I end up going around the same bed 7 times and I don't know how to get out. People may think mowing is quite boring, but there's actually a lot involved in the upkeep of the machines as well as the task. So before you take a mower out, you need to make sure you do your pre-start checks. So that covers things like making sure there's fuel in the machine, checking oil levels, and just making sure the machine's not damaged and it's going to be able to do the job. Here at the gardens, we also learn to do maintenance on the machines. So we do sessions where we learn to change oil, empty fuel, and all that sort of stuff, so that when we move on to our jobs, we know how to care for the machines year round. With all the lawns and areas here to cut, I hope this makes you realise there's more to mowing than meets the eye.